All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the regular scheduled village board meeting on June 24th, 2025. With that, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lana, roll call, please.
Mayor DeBold.
Here.
Trustees Amos.
Here.
Babiak. Brockman.
Here.
Chapman. Luciano. And Selfridge.
Here. All right, we do have enough to conduct village business this evening. With that, we will move on to this evening citizens section. Are there any citizens wishing to address the village board tonight? Seeing none, we'll move into this evening's consent agenda. Item number 1 will be approval of the regular meeting minutes for June 10th, 2025. Item 2 is approval of accounts payable in the amount of $368,655.84. Item 3 is approval of a payment in the amount of $12,353.75 to Cornwell Engineering Group for the water source transfer plan. Item 4 is approval of a payment in the amount of $10,750 to Mead for streetlight repairs. Item 5 is approval of the payment in the amount of $27,063.50 to H&H Electric for the 2024 River Sile Streetlight Project. And item 6 is approval of a payment in the amount of $269,162.20 to Hacienda Landscaping for the Rivers Edge Park Phase A project. Are there any items a trustee has a question or needs any further information? If not, we'll take a motion to approve the consent.
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
Motion by trustee Amos, second by trustee Selfridge. Roll call, please.
Brockman.
Yes.
Selfridge.
Yes.
Amos.
Yes.
And DeBold.
Yes. All right, with that, we'll move into reports of communications. Lana, was there anything that you had received prior to this evening's meeting?
No, sir.
The one thing I want to ask is within the village, we recently just lost a police officer, and I want to thank the community for their heartwarming support as the police department mourned the loss of Officer Jeff Califos. And the commentary that was out there on social media, the people that stopped by the police station to say their thanks and give their gratitudes is truly appreciative, not just to the officers that worked with the officer Califos, the community as a whole. With that, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence from the board at this time for Officer Jeff Califos. Thank you. Continuing on, I do not have anything else on the reports of communication, so with that, we will move forward into this evening's order of business. Item number 1 under order of business will be consideration for approval of an ordinance granting a conditional use permit for a planned unit development for Auburn Chase. This is the final development plat. Item is also up for a first read. Ms. Engel and Trustee Brockman.
Thank you, Mayor. I regret to report after 25 years of never missing a planning and zoning meeting, I missed June 17th. So the track record falls right there. So I'm going to turn this right over to Natalie for us. Thank you.
Sure. Back in March, you approved a preliminary PUD plat and an annexation agreement amendment for Auburn Chase. It's a 277-lot single-family dwelling development. I'm sure you'll recall larger lots on the south end, smaller lots on the north end. Access is from Sile Road. They'll be naming that Collector Street Auburn Drive, and that'll run through, providing access to the school district and the adjacent property. There are 2 ponds. There's some park space. All the lots have been platted out. All the streets have been platted out. The emergency management people have agreed with the street names. They've got easements and everything we need. Here's the 3 pages of the final plat that show the lots. Landscaping is in compliance with the preliminary plat. They've got landscaping along Sile Road and along the CN tracks for screening. They've got street trees. They have landscaping along ponds. Here's some details of the entryway landscaping. This is the sign for the subdivision. They've got the parks planned out a little bit better now. There's gonna be a tot lot that'll be a village park, so they'll have a big grassy area and a toddler play structure with a couple slides and some climbing stuff. Large park is planned out, a larger play structure for all ages of children, several slides, climbing structures, a bridge and whatnot, as well as a park pavilion. And then that will be a public park. Something that will be private is the large pond and a pathway around it. They'll have 3 pieces of workout equipment as you go around. So there's a rower, an exercise bike, and a cross trainer going in. There's a dog park that'll be private. It'll have a black chain link fence around it and access just for the residents. That will remain public. The village won't be taking that over. We've all reviewed the village or the final engineering plans. The village engineers reviewed them and recommends approval, subject to his approval of the lighting plan and the structural drawings for the drainage structures. There shouldn't be any obvious changes to us. All the lighting locations are planned and everything. They'll be using standard light poles. As part of this, we approved the Sile Road improvements, 2 12-foot lanes, and then all the improvements on the south side of the street, including a 10-foot path and a left-hand turn lane. We also approved the sanitary sewer extension. That'll come from basically where Kipling Estates, Westminster Gardens, and Estates of Hidden Creek meet, and will come down through the ComEd path, under ComEd, under the railroad tracks, to this development, and then it'll be stubbed to the other ones, and that involves our next item on the agenda as well. Lennar is here should you have any questions, and I'm happy to take any as well.
One question, the private park, that they'll have like an HOA that manages it? Is
Yes.
that how it'll work?
Yes.
Okay.
They should have like a key, for the dog park, they should have like a key fob or something like that that'll only allow them access, and they'll take care of it.
And then paying to maintain it would be whatever the HOA association of the neighborhood is?
Correct.
Okay.
Anybody else have any?
The road improvement will be all the way to the school boundaries on the west side, Sile Road.
Yeah, I believe that was the,
Yes.
It'd be all the way to the west side of the school property.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Want to get this approved?
please.
Okay. Make a motion to approve an ordinance granting a conditional use permit for a plan unit development for Auburn Chase and waive the second read.
Second.
Motion by trustee Brockman, seconded by trustee Amos. Roll call, please.
Selfridge,
Yes.
Amos.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
And Bolt.
Yes. So item 1 has been approved. We'll move into business item number 2, which is a consideration for approval of a sewer easement and temporary construction license agreement for Auburn Chase and ComEd. We'll back over to Ms. Engel.
So this basically is the license agreement between the village and ComEd, where we can have Lennar take the sanitary sewer main under the ComEd easement. It gives them that access. It gives us an agreement where we can go in and maintain it in the future, and it also gives a construction easement. And the village engineer, the public works director, and the village attorney have all reviewed the document.
That's what we like to hear. Everybody's reviewed it.
I'll make a motion for the approval of a sewer easement and temporary construction license agreement for Auburn Chase / ComEd.
Second.
Motion by trustee Selfridge, seconded by trustee Brockman. Roll call, please.
Amos.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
Selfridge.
Yes.
And Bolt.
Yes. All right, item number 2 has been approved. Business item number 3 would be a consideration for approval of addendum number 2 for the village's janitorial service contract with Eco Clean Maintenance, extending the contract for 4 years, totaling $58,272 per year for years 2026 and 27, and $59,424 for 28 and $60,612 for 2029. Over to Public Works.
Thank you, Mayor. So EcoClean has been performing the janitorial needs for the village, for Public Works, Police Department, and Village Hall since 2023. Staff level for all the facilities have no issues with it. Anytime that we've had any kind of concerns, they've immediately addressed it. From the PD side, Chief can probably speak to this, but they have been wonderful by keeping a consistent staff. From time to time, if there's ever a need to change staff, they have to go through an extensive background check through the police department. But since 2023, they have been consistent. That helps our staff out tremendously. Our contract ends in January 31st of 2026. Their four-year proposal reflects a 4.5% increase for 2026, and they'll hold their price again for 2027, and then a nominal 2% increase for 2028 and 2029. We are recommending the village board approve addendum number 2, extending Eco Clean Maintenance's contract for 4 additional years, totaling $58,272 for 2026 and 27, $59,424 for year 2028, and then $60,612 for 2029. Any questions?
Pretty straightforward, unless anybody has any questions. Take a motion to approve.
Motion to approve as read.
Motion by trustee Amos,
Second.
second by trustee Selfridge. Roll call, please.
Brockman,
Yes.
Selfridge,
Yes.
Amos.
Yes.
And DeVoe.
Yes. All right, business item number 4 will be a consideration for approval of a contract extension for the Public Works Department's work order system with Brightly Software for 3 years totaling $18,972.39. Back over to Public Works.
Thank you again, Mayor. So this is the software package that helps staff keep track of all of our work orders and work assignments for Public Works. This was actually implemented in 2019 and put into place in 2020. Difficult part during in 2020 was COVID and trying to have staff learn a new software program at that time was, of course, difficult. But this keeps track of all of our tasks at Public Works, from routine maintenance to any resident requests such as tree trimming, pothole repairs, playground inspections, and such. Our service contract ends in July of 2025. We're looking to add a 36-month extension. Due to our loyalty, they have offered us a 20% discount for the next 3 years. So we are recommending the village board approve 36-month contract extension with Brightly totaling $18,972.39 per year for the next 3 years.
Hang on a minute.
Yes,
Repeat what you just said. Per year or total?
per year. $18,972.39 per year.
What was, that's fine. What was budgeted for this program?
It was more expensive, it was over 20,000, wasn't it, Dan, last time we paid, so it's a decrease.
Okay, and then I assume that you want to stay with this company, you're finding successes within using this program?
That's correct. So staff looking to make sure that they still fit our need. They are cost competitive. We did review a number of other vendors this year, looking at what they provide and their total costs. This continues to be the most cost effective and also fits our current need.
That was my biggest question. I just wanted to clarify. So that is a per year, it still falls within the budgetary number.
Correct.
So we're on track there, unless any other board members have any questions as well.
Is this the software where citizens can put in the request to, or is this just for Public Works to manage it internally, projects?
We manage it internally. We have the option to try to put that on our website for citizens to be able to input directly. We have not turned that on yet.
Okay.
We're still working all of the things on our side. There is a resident concern link on the village's website that a resident can turn it in. They send us an email, and then staff inputs the work order information.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I'll make a motion for the approval of a contract extension for the Public Works Department's work order system with Brightly Software for 3 years at an annual cost of $18,972.39.
Second.
Motion by trustee Selfridge, seconded by trustee Amos. Roll call, please.
Selfridge,
Yes.
Amos.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
And DeVoe.
Yes. And moving on to business. Thank you, sir. And moving on to business item number 5 will be consideration for approval of the purchase and payment of the wireless CCTV surveillance trailer in the amount of $29,995 to Wireless CCTV LLC using the Organized Retail Crime Grant Program funding. Over to Chief.
Thank you, Mayor. For the second consecutive year, we have received monies and a grant from Attorney General Kwame Abdul-Rule's office under the Organized Retail Crime Prevention Program. Deputy Chief Barton did this last year and again this year. This year, we are requested money and received $31,500 for the purchase of a mobile surveillance trailer. The police department requested quotes from 4 vendors for the purchase of the trailer. We also got a hold of Mr. McCluskey to be our IT person, because this is really a large piece of IT equipment that will be being used. The trailer will be used in the spirit of the grant at various retail outlets, Shorewood events, including parties in the park, the Crossroads Festival, Oktoberfest, the holiday market, as well as during winter months at Scenes Four Seasons Park, where in recent years we've had incidents of vandalism, people driving in the grass and over the berm and so on. The trailers promote public safety as a mechanism of crime deterrence, provide investigative leads through video evidence. We talked to 4 different companies, the cheapest of which, and what seemed to be the best purchase, was the WCCTV trailer. It provides heartbeat information, along notifications of battery life, recording events, and general health of the trailer. The trailer is powered by solar panels, which charge batteries during the day. The trailer can also be powered from a 110 source for special events or other situations where it'll be sitting for a long period of time. The cameras can be viewed remotely with PTZ camera, allowing remote view adjustment. Attached below are the two brochures with representative images of the wireless CCTV trailer in your packet. Trailer is equipped with a 20-foot telescopic tower, cellular connectivity, solar power panel, 110 power option, PTZ camera, a fixed wide-angle camera, and a speaker. We can actually talk to people with that device. So recommendation after the review, again working with Mr. McCluskey, is asking that you approve the purchase and payment of a wireless CCTV surveillance trailer in the amount of $29,995 using the Organized Retail Crime Grant Program funding. We have received a payment from the state for that already, so we have the money and ready to pay. Any
Mr.
questions?
McCluskey, any thoughts or on the technology side of things for this?
This is a pretty nice package that they put together. It is expandable, so if we want to add something to it later, it is our trailer. We're not leasing it. We can modify this, add a battery, change anything on it that we do need if we need that in the future. It was very comparable to the other solutions that we looked at, and they met us on the price. So it was
good.
When will you receive it?
I believe they said it's only 2 or 3 weeks out once we approve the purchase.
Are there like annual costs, or is it just cell service to transmit the data?
just the cell service.
Just
yes.
the cell service?
Yep.
Great.
Now we can buy extended warranties on that if we wanted to, nominal cost, but we'll start with what we got in the package and go from there.
Okay, thank you.
I think it's a good resource to have, especially pulling out grant funding, so I think it's a great asset to bring in. Anybody have any other questions?
I'll make a motion for the approval of a purchase and payment of the wireless CCTV surveillance trailer in the amount of $29,995 to Wireless CCTV LLC using the Organized Retail Crime Grant Program funding.
Second.
Motion by trustee Selfridge, seconded by trustee Amos. Roll call, please.
Amos.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
Selfridge.
Yes.
And DeVoe.
Yes. All right, so business item number 5 has been
Thank
approved.
you.
With that, we'll move down to trustee comments. Trustee Amos.
Comment, thank you.
No problem. Trustee Brockman.
Thank you, Mayor. Our July 2nd meeting has been canceled, and unless something comes up that we need to approve during the rest of July, our next meeting will be the first Wednesday in August. Thank you.
Thank you. And trustee Selfridge.
No comment.
All right, thank you. There is no exec this evening. With that, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Selfridge, second trustee Amos. Roll call to adjourn, please.
Brockman.
Yes.
Selfridge.
Yes.
Amos.
Yes.
And DeVoe.
Yes.